Your D-Log footage doesn't have to look flat. In this video, I'll show you an easy way to create a cinematic color grade for D-Log footage shot on the DJI Osmo Pocket 4. You'll learn how to take that flat image and make it come alive. I'll walk you through my quick and simple steps inside Final Cut Pro, no complex workflow, and at the end, I'll show you how to save it as a preset so the next time you color grade, you can just apply it and skip starting from scratch. Now, if you rather skip the color grading process altogether, I also offer my LUTs with 8 different looks, including my go-to vlogging camera settings for the Osmo Pocket 4, so you get the same results when you apply them to your D-Log footage. I'm going to talk more about it later. Now, like I said, I'll be using a Final Cut Pro, but the same principles apply to most editing softwares. And also feel free to use the timestamps if you want to skip or head back to any part of the video. So we're now inside Final Cut Pro and we're gonna color grade these 3 clips, all shot in D-Log M on the Osmo Pocket 4, one during noon, one in the afternoon, and the other at night. And this was all during my trip to Las Vegas. Now, I typically follow this order when color grading D-Log footage. First, I apply a Conversion LUT to bring the flat image back to a normal usable base. Next, I adjust the exposure, contrast, saturation, white balance, and then in the end, I create a stylized look using the color wheels and hue versus hue. So let's start by applying the official DJI Conversion LUT for D-Log. I'll leave a link below and it's completely free. Now, D-Log captures more detail in highlights and shadows by recording a flatter image. And the LUT simply converts that into a normal looking image so you have a proper starting point for grading. So I'm going to select this first clip, head down to the search bar and type in custom LUT. And then I'm going to double click on it. And now over here in the inspector, you can see that the custom LUT has been applied. I'm going to select show. And then over here, I'm going to my DJI LUTs. I've downloaded many conversion LUTs from DJI, and we're going to use the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 D-Log Rec 709 version 1.0. I'm going to select that, and you can see it immediately turns into a normal looking footage. Next, I adjust the exposure to balance the image so it's not too bright or too dark. And for that, I like to use the Luma waveform by pressing Command 7. And if you don't see it, just head over here, select waveform, and then Luma. And this gives me a visual representation of brightness across the image. Now, you could judge the exposure by eye, but it's way more reliable using the Luma waveform. Now, on the Osmo Pocket 4, I set the exposure to auto, and it does a solid job of keeping the exposure balanced while filming. And with the Luma waveform, I can adjust the highlights and shadows. Ideally, I keep everything within the safe limits, so nothing goes above 100 IRE or below 0 IRE. That way, I retain much detail as possible across the image. So let me show you what I mean. Now with the Luma waveform over here, I can go to my color tools. I'm going to add a color wheel, and now I'm going to start by adjusting the highlights. I still have some room, so I'm going to increase the highlights a bit right over here. And also we have some room in the shadow area, so I'm going to bring down the shadow around here. And you can see when we look at the before and after, it doesn't look as washed out anymore. And if I would go beyond the 100, for example, like this, you can see that over here and here on my shirt, the information is lost. So we want to avoid that. And same goes for the shadows. If I go below 0, you can see over here and in my glasses, we lose that detail in the dark areas. Next, I add a bit of contrast to give the image more depth and separation between shadows and highlights. So I'm going to head over to the midtones and I'm going to pull this down around here, and I'm going to keep this subtle. So if you look at the before and after, this is without the contrast and this is with contrast. Makes the image pop more. Next, I adjust the saturation to control how strong the colors look. I either boost it slightly if the image feels too flat, or pull it back if the colors look too intense, making sure everything looks natural and balanced. So I'm going to head over to the global saturation and pull this up a bit. And it's important not to overdo this. Next, I fix the white balance to remove any unwanted color tint, and this keeps the whites neutral and skin tones accurate. Now, white balance is set on auto on the DJI Osmo Pocket 4, which already does a good job. in most lighting conditions, so I usually only make small adjustments. Now, most of the time, I fine-tune it by adjusting the colors in the highlights until everything feels balanced. Now, the white balance on this image actually looks really good already. You can see that my shirt looks white and the blacks look black, but I'm gonna add a little bit more warmth in the highlights because it was a really sunny day. So just gonna pull this a little bit towards orange. And here is the before and after, just a subtle adjustment. And now we're heading to the fun part, which is creating a stylized look using the color wheels and hue versus hue. And I usually go for an orange and teal look where shadows shift slightly towards teal and highlights and skin tones lean more towards the warm orange. And this contrast between cool and warm tones gives a more cinematic feel to the image. So let's do that. I'm going to add a hue versus saturation curve, and over here we have the hue versus hue. I'm going to select the color picker, select the sky, and I'm going to pull this up more towards teal. I think this looks great. Next, with the color picker, I'm going to select my face as I feel like it's a bit too red, and pull this dot down to shift it more towards orange. Now, if you feel that your skin is overly saturated, you can use the hue versus sat and choose the color picker, pick your face, and it will create this dot where you can reduce some of the red orange color in your face and just pull this one down. I think this to me looks more natural. And if you look at the before and after, this is what we get. Pretty nice. The last thing I'm going to do is add another color wheel to add a bit more separation. I'm going to add warmth into the highlights as well as in the midtones and shift the shadows towards teal. And if we look at the before and after, you can see that it adds a bit more separation. So just to give you a little recap of what we did, I first added a conversion LUT. Then I've adjusted the exposure using the Luma waveform, added contrast, saturation, and fixed the white balance. This is what we get. Then we created our look by shifting the blue more towards teal and red more towards orange on my skin, and also reduced a little bit of that saturation on my face. And this is what we get. And then lastly added a color wheel just to create a little bit more separation by shifting the highlights and midtones more towards the warm tones and the shadows towards the cooler tones. And this is the final look we get. Pretty awesome. So now that we created the final look, we can save it as a preset. So to do that, I'm going to select the clip, head down here, Save Effects Preset, and I'm going to name this preset D-Log LUT 1, for example. And I'm going to make sure to select all of the color effects that we applied and hit Save. So now when I head over to favorites and scroll down, you can see that my preset is right over here. Now, instead of grading the other clips from scratch, I can just select this clip and now apply the preset by double clicking on it. And now you can see it applied the preset to this clip, saving me a bunch of time. I'm going to do the same thing for this night shot. I'm going to select the clip, double click on the D-Log LUT 1, and you can see it now applied it to this night shot. Now, you might still need small adjustments depending on the lighting conditions, but this gets you 90% of the way there instantly. Now, if you want to skip the entire grading process, you can also use my LUTs for instant natural or creative looks. I've created 2 packs, the D-Log Essentials LUT pack and the D-Log Creative LUT pack. So let me just quickly show you how I apply my LUTs to my D-Log clips. Starting with this first clip, I'm going to select it, head down here and type in Custom LUT. Double click on it. In the inspector under show, I can then choose my LUT pack. So we got the D-Log Creative LUT pack and the Essentials. We're going to start with the Essentials. Now, the Essential LUT pack gives you a natural looking color and contrast with one click. It includes 3 LUTs, standard for a clean, natural look, rich for more contrast and depth, and fade for a soft, muted style. So when I choose the standard LUT, this is how it looks like. And if I want a more punchy look, I can go for the rich LUT, and I can also add a fade to it, which results in this look. So let's now look at the creative LUT pack, and this is more stylized and cinematic. It includes 8 different looks, so you can match different moods and styles quickly. So let's go for the first one, and you can see it instantly applies a stylized look. Let's try the second one, and these all work really well with D-Log footage. Let's try 7. Oh yeah, this one is my favorite. And if you find it too intense, you can also dial back the intensity over here. But I'm going to keep it at 100. Let's test out the second clip over here. So I'm going to add a custom LUT. And let's go for the creative LUT pack number 1. This looks really nice. Let's try this night shot. Again, I'm going to add a custom LUT. And let's maybe choose number 3. So this looks good too. Or let's go for a different one. I don't know, number 2. Looks good too. So these also work for night shots, as you can see. Let's go for number 1. Now you can use these LUTs in Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, even the DJI Mimo app, CapCut, and basically any software that supports CubeLUT files. Now both packs also include my go-to handheld D-Log camera settings for DJI Osmo Pocket 4, so you can get the same look I achieve with these LUTs. Now, if you're interested in these LUT packs for D-Log footage on the Pocket 4, check out the link below. If you want to learn more about the DJI Osmo Pocket 4, be sure to check out my beginner's guide right over here. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.